Hmm. I feel like I'm complete, and I felt like it's a huge responsibility, and I was little bit scared because seeing a human in a hand, and when I born her, especially when I born my first child, Shifa. So I was like little bit scared that how would I take care of her, and it was like a very good feelings and a mixture of a somewhat unknown kind of feelings, because being a doctor, I was very strong at that time. I knew at that time how would I need to take care of my child and all that. But suddenly when a human which has been born from my own body was really amazing. So first of all, I was like in a phase in which I was full of gratitude to God, and then later on a lot of responsibilities came into my mind initially when I hold her in my hand. Hmm. I believe for me it was to be like always be in a position of being human, because sharing your feelings with your own people around you and be in your all positive um, self is 24/7 is not possible initially, especially, and still now, especially in social distancing. And when she was born, I believe that the hardest part which I have faced throughout these 12 years was how to be um, calm and collected and keeping my cool in front of my children, and how I share my feelings very age appropriately with them, that how I'm feeling, and try to be empathetically make them understand that it's okay if a mama or a papa or anyone in the family is in a bad mood or in a good mood. So how we should deal with that. So I mean that by saying all this is that how to be a role model for your child in a positive way. I think it's a critical part and the hardest part of a parenthood for me, especially. Best thing, um, it felt honored to be a mother, because you yourself become an independent soul once you are having your baby. Before your child, you think everything about yourself, and you don't have to think many things together. But once you have a baby, then you have to take decisions, including your not only your family but especially your child specifically. So it's beautiful that I'm very happy having her and all that. So I think that's the beautiful thing, that taking all the perspectives of my life should include my children. That's the beautiful thing. And all the decisions which as a mother I'm taking should include my children in them, and then from the perspective of their social, emotional, mental and physical well-being, and culturally oriented well-being and everything. So everything need to be in the perspective, so keeping things in perspective from my children's perspectives. So that's the beautiful thing, I think, which actually helps mothers or make a mother as a person who they are, and we evolve with time. As the year passes, if we keep our children in our perspective, not only in our physical and in our family perspective, but especially if you are a professional. I'm a doctor, I'm a medical doctor, so keeping my profession in perspective of with my children's perspective, growth and all that, and my family background and everything needs to be included for a better development of my children. So how we tackle our children, how we tackle ourselves, our self cares, because it is very important for a mother to take care of herself as well. So keeping things in perspective is extremely important. from your child's perspective as well. I hope you get it. That was a day when my mother-in-law was traveling to Dar es Salaam, Africa, and the day she left, the same very early in the morning. The day was very regular, but the home time when Shifa, my older child, who was at in NYP 5, sorry, PYP 5, and she was 10 years old. So at home time, when I was on the way to pick her up, I got a call from school that your child has fallen down, and so please come hurry. When I went there, and when I entered, the whole school was empty, and she was sitting in a sick room, and having that bandages and all that in her hand. So, and my younger daughter was sitting next to her, and she was like, patting her and relieving her, and all the staff was standing there. Immediately, when I saw her hand, I was came to know, okay, this is a very intense kind of fracture of elbow, and I said to the staff that I have to take her home immediately to the hospital then, and I was not having any support, and my driver was not there. I had to drive, but meanwhile I also had to take care that the fracture arm should be kept properly, and my daughter's well-being in terms of her emotional stress and all that is extremely important. So I had to be very calm and peace personality at that time, which was toughest thing to do. And one thing more happened when I went out of the school and we sat in the car. Suddenly, a very heavy rain started without any prediction, without any heavy clouds and all that. So that was very difficult, and we ended up into the hospital emergency. They immediately took us, but then there was this struggle for the doctors and all that. When I saw her fracture and X-ray report. So it was very bad kind of injury, and it is a rare kind of injury. Not all surgeons can do that. So that was extremely terrible part of my in my memory. And but we all sorted out very nicely, very calmly. And in the hospital, when she was there for 3 days, was really painful days. But all her friends and the family supported well. So but when she came home after 3 days, she was like literally into that cast and all that, and she used to be a very good artist, and she likes to make art from her left hand. So when she came home, she was completely in that emotional trauma, and she was starting throwing things that when can I care, I'm no more artist and all that kind of things. So her papa and I were, and her little sister, we all made sure that she had a good time throughout the days, and then we tried to manage her stress and all that. And then she, within next week, she took care of herself very well. She started her school, and everything went well, alhamdulillah. So that was very difficult part in my memory. I can't. So that was it. Be yourself, take care of yourself, study well, have your passion known right. Your passions can change with time, but you need to believe in yourself, believe in your self care, think about yourself and others, believe in service to humanity. Whatever you do, give back to your communities and your societies back. Whatever culture, whatever societies you belong to, please be yourself and learn to give back to your communities with your heart and soul. It's not about money, it's not about monetary gains, it's about your inner peace and your passion, because each time you serve people with your best possible abilities and with your best possible education which you could acquire, is only in the end, at the end of the day, would make you diamonds. All right, so work for yourself harder, get the best possible education, and even if it's not possible, try to equip yourself with your passionate skills, whatever it is, and and then serve back, because when you serve back, you learn in return. So it's a two-way sword. It's like you can learn and you can give, and you always polish yourself. And at the end of the day, you make your parents proud, you make everyone proud of yourself. And before your parents, you should be proud of yourself. All right. As a parent, we don't want our children to be our own clones or exactly like us. We want our children to grow ahead than us. All right. So whatever you do, we are there as parents, and we are there to support you. We don't want you to be at our same level. We want you to be your best selves. All right. So work as much as you can and work hard. Work hard, don't waste time, enjoy each and every moment, and be spiritually empowered. Go for your mindfulness, go do your meditation, eat healthy, sleep well, dance, enjoy your time with your family, laugh more, and do whatever you feel like. And know your morals. Know your morals. What are your family values? And then have yourself, and self take care of yourselves first, and then take care of your families, your siblings, and make proud of yourself so that everybody feels good. Be a very good member of your community. All right. So that's what I believe for my kids, and that's what I would like to give suggestion. We don't want our children to be like our own selves.